Well, you guys wanted an update, so I'm here to give it to you. Here is episode 2 of my journey through Flesh and Blood. Welcome on in, Dragonfolk. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I know I am. My name is Ashwing, and I'm here to talk to you today about an armory that I just went to last week on Wednesday. So, my goodness, let me just tell you, first and foremost, the vibe is still the same for the record, okay? For those of you who are looking to get into Flesh and Blood, let me know what kind of content you want from me in regards to this. I hope to get more entertaining actual gameplay videos up for you guys, because I want you all to experience what this game has to offer, because, my gosh, I have never felt more happy to lose in my life. But let me tell you guys what happened this last armory for me. So, of course, you all know I'm running Dromai, my girl, my dragon mommy, right, as Sloop Droop would say. Dragon mommy. Love her, right? Loving everything about it. I also recently acquired my flame scale furnace, which, let me tell you, had helped out quite a bit. You'll know why in a second here. So, I'll go ahead and start off by, again, saying that I went over to MinMax Games. Now knowing that MinMax Games watches these videos, thank you for continuing to be an amazing supporter of Flesh and Blood. I can't thank you enough for allowing me into your community at your LGSs. And I thank everybody who goes to the MinMax Games Fab stuff for inviting me into their own little group of friends. I was very hesitant to talk to a lot of people when I first came there because I didn't know anybody and everybody seemed to know one another, and I was kind of the odd man out. But this second time of me going there, I had a fantastic time. And I mean, I met so many new people and more people of this same group. We all kind of got to know one another. A couple people actually are fans of the channel, have watched the channel. And it's been mind-blowing to me to be able to meet you guys in person and to talk amongst one of you and really get an idea of what the community of Flesh and Blood is like, and it's just amazing to me. So I go on in there. I talk to the man behind the counter. I did not catch his name, so I apologize if you watch this, because you knew that I was coming in for my orders, but I did not get your name. I apologize. I hope to remember for next time. But went ahead and got my flame scale, got a bunch of other stuff that I got for my Dromai as well, and began sleeving my stuff. I then met a new player there who was also on Dromai. It seems to me, and maybe this is the case, is Dromai more of like a... She's definitely not beginner friendly, but like, do a lot of beginners tend to really like Dromai? Is that just like a key thing people like, I guess? Maybe that's the case. It seems to me that a lot of people who started the game started with Dromai, at least like with Uprising's release. They started with Dromai, but then all it takes is a few other, looks into a different class and a different hero that, they end up changing over. But I still love Dromai. I'm going to try everything I can to make Dromai work, because Flamescale Furnace is my very first piece of legendary equipment, and I hope to utilize it to its fullest potential. So, of course, I meet up with, somebody who I had spoken to over Discord. I will do my best to not name names, strictly because I'm not sure whether or not you want your names to be told. But I met up with a fantastic Azalea player. And they had even gone about letting me borrow some cards from their spare Dromai deck, which was very nice. I got to borrow a Ghostly Touch and the Tome of Find All that I was missing because they did not come in the mail yet. So I was able to utilize those. I was able to have fun and have those in my deck. They also had given me the Mirror Guy that had gone missing in the mail. So unfortunately, I was down one Mirror Guy. They just let me have their Mirror Guy which was very, very fantastic. And I am certainly appreciative of that. I could not thank you enough. So after talking with them and talking with a bunch of people around the table, the rounds eventually start. I'll kind of make these short and sweet. A lot of you may know how these go strictly by telling you what my opponent was. My first round was against an individual who was playing Bravo. They rocked me. All right. I got rocked because my first time ever playing against Bravo, and I still don't think my deck is very optimized for the Guardian matchup yet. I still not sure what I should side out for that. I know what to do for Wizards. I know what to do for Phi and for Dorinthia. I don't know what to do for Guardian yet. So I think Guardian is essentially you just keep popping stuff into the Phantasm, and then you build up on your Ghostly Touch, and then you just keep doing things until that happens. Burn the malls and the such, right? I think I have a general idea, but anyway, went against the Guardian, found out a lot of cool stuff about Guardian against Bravo. Very cool. And the player in question was so incredibly nice to, make sure that I was told every single trigger he was doing. He let me know what every one of his tokens did and what the general consensus is for the deck, and taught me about all this stuff. So I was very much so happy, and I was even more happy to know that I think it's funny that sometimes this is not always the case, but a lot of people who play competitive TCGs don't like to talk about their deck's weaknesses. But I even asked him, I was like, well, if I happen to get Tumultai on you, right, what is it that I would destroy? Because to me, it sounded a whole lot like I would destroy his chess piece, the thing that essentially made these seismic surges to allow his stuff to cost less. But he said no. It's the boots that he was running. I can't remember what it was. It was like null something boots. It wasn't null rune, but it was something else. And he's like, that's what you would want to destroy. And I've never been able to just be told what the weakness of a deck would be if a certain situation occurred. So thank you so much for learning about that. I also got to geek out about lore with this individual. They were telling me about some Guardian cards that were in certain cards. Oh gosh, I'm losing the name of all of them. But it's essentially this character that's like a Jarl or something. They're in like full plate armor with like a horned helmet on the sides. Super cool artwork, very, very brutal. And it is rumored that this is going to be the next Guardian to be released. And they just seem so genuinely excited about it. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm excited for you. I also would love to play a Guardian that looked like that. That's sick. So we bonded on that for a little bit. That was great. We talked again a little bit more about the Dromai matchup and how things work. Then my next round came up. I went against a Rhinar. And this is my first time going against a Rhinar. I had a general idea about what Intimidate did, simply because of the classic battles decks that exist with Dorinthia and Rhinar. So I have a general idea about Intimidate, but I also was aware of the fact that the entire deck is run with 6 power cards, like pretty much all 6 power cards, which is what you need to pop Phantasm. So, of course, again, it's essentially the same matchup as I was going against with the Guardian, except with a Brute, who does a lot more, like, weird Intimidate tactics, and, like, it's a fun little thing. I loved learning about that. This individual had been playing for about a year. They were collecting for a little while before that, and they were just having a fun time, right? We were talking about stuff. We were going through it. The unfortunate thing, though, is that our round went into time. But before it went into time, just know that the most proud thing that I've ever done in my life had occurred. I got Tumultai out. Not only did I get Tumultai out, but I was able to Mage Master's Boots into Passing Mirage into Tumultai using an Epot, Flamescale Furnace, and the whatever resources I had left over in my pitch and in my hand. It was bonkers to see. And so I actually, believe it or not, was able to take out their Findelt Spring Tunic. And that was almost like, I wouldn't say it was super debilitating for them, because they definitely did a fantastic job in beating my butt. But they didn't win. And that's simply because we went into time and I was at like 16. And by the time my turn was over, he was at 4. And they were only able to get like enough damage to get me down to 5 in one turn after all blocks. So I was at 5, they were at 4, and unfortunately I won due to time, which I felt real bad about because I took a long time trying to set up that Tumultai move because I wanted to make sure I was doing it right, but I also didn't want to like show him what was in my hand, you know what I mean? So I win. I'm at 1-1 right now. We're already at 1 win more than we were last time we were in it, so I'm super stoked and excited. I'm on cloud 9, right? I don't care that I lost 1. I won 1. Then we go to our third match, to which I meet somebody who had just followed me on Twitter recently and may even watch this video, but they're an amazing individual. And we essentially were the only 2 people standing up after everybody else sat down, and we were just like, oh, I guess we're the individuals who need to go against one another, right? So I go up against them, and they play Dash. And I did not realize that this was this person's entire being until after finding out that this person does also cosplay Dash and won 2nd place at the World Championship cosplay competition. So that was really insane. It was almost like meeting a celebrity. And I know you probably don't think you're a celebrity, but to me, right, somebody who just entered, I think it's pretty cool. Very, very much so loved your cosplay. Can't wait to see more. Can't wait to see what you do with your future projects. But they were playing against me with Dash. I'd never played Dash before. And, it was an aggro Dash. I didn't quite get the tempo correct on my own end because I still wanted to get stuff off. And unfortunately, I did lose. But we had a great time talking about lore at the end of the match. There's a lot of lore. I got to talk about a lot of lore with the night I had. So that was fantastic. After that, I went ahead and went against another Bravo, right? So I'm 1-2. I'm going against another Bravo. This time I did a little bit better. I think I realized that I need to be more aggressive when I'm attacking with my dragons because the point is to pop them. With the first Bravo, I definitely made dragons and then just did not bother attacking with them. And that was a huge problem for me. I also didn't pull any rakes in the first one, but I did pull rakes in the second game. So like that's at least nice. But the Bravo here, they're pretty new. This is like their 3rd CC kind of tournament. They were originally playing Dromai, but now they're playing Bravo. And a fantastic Bravo player. I mean, I love seeing all the different combos that Bravo can pull off. I can understand why something like maybe I don't think Starvo worked the same way as Bravo did, but I could see where the overpowered kind of concept could be from somebody like a Bravo. But anyway, went against them. They had beat me. I was at 8 life, and they had crushed it. They had oh man, what is it? It's not Spinal Surge. It's the other one that goes in for 11 with Dominate after using the Dominate ability. And I only had 3 blockers and no defense reactions. So I was like, all right, well, guess this is it. So I lost that one, but I got them down to 10. So that was really nice. So it was a pretty close match, I would say. But another watcher of the channel, believe it or not. So that was pretty cool. So shout out to you. If you know who you are, I of course won't name your name, but thank you so much for supporting the channel. It was really great to meet you and really great to duel against you. And hopefully we can get some games in as the weeks go on. But overall, it was such a positive experience. And again, sadly, I cannot confirm that this is going to be the way it is at every place you go. I don't want to be the guy to tell you that Flesh and Blood is the greatest, social space for a TCG that has existed in a long time, and then have a bad time at your first one, right? From what my personal experience is that a lot of players in Flesh and Blood, at least a good portion of them, are very much so willing to help you, teach you, even teach you how to beat their own decks, because you're going to learn one way or another, right? And if it's, going to help you beat that individual at your LGS, or it's going to help you defeat somebody over at a World Championships, it's very much so helpful to get any information you possibly can. But of course, I'm back to now just grinding out games on Talishar and on Felt Table, just kind of getting an idea for these things. And I wanted to start getting a very big beginner series out. I want to start learning more heroes and seeing what they do. See if maybe if Dromai doesn't work out, I can at least switch gears to something that is a little bit more competitive. I do quite like how Fi plays, but again, I don't have any Command and Conquers or E-Strikes or Art of Wars or any of that. That stuff is well beyond my grasp right now. But hopefully one day I can start doing something like that. Fi seems to be pretty fun. I love me some Volcor stuff. And also expect lore videos to come out sometime soon because I really dove deep into the lore recently. And I learned a lot about Volcor and that whole thing and how cool that is. So anyway, that's enough of me blabbering. I could literally talk on and on about a fantastic experience that I had at MinMax Games in Addison. Again, I just wanted to say thank you to all the players at MinMax for opening your doors and opening your hearts to new players all around. It's not just me. There were a few new players there, and all of them were welcomed in with open arms. And it's just so wonderful to see. So thank you all so much. And let me know, right? If any of you guys have been playing Flesh and Blood for a little while, right? Let me know what hero you started with and what hero you're playing now. Because I'd love to hear how that elevates, right? Some people I know stick strictly to one character or one hero more specifically. A lot of people have a deep love for Viserai, as do I. I think if I was going to cosplay anybody, I'd love to cosplay Viserai. But of course, I am one of several edgelords that can do exactly that. But who knows, right? Maybe I'll go ahead and ask the Dash player for some help. So thank you all so much. Let me know in the comments what your first hero was and what your current hero is and why you made that change. And while you're down there leaving that comment, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel as well if you have not already. You can also check our description for our Patreon link. That will also allow you to join in on some fun and allow you to support the channel in a more monetary sense, but it is absolutely not necessary. You can also go ahead, if you're interested in Magic the Gathering stuff, you can go ahead and check out that link up in the corner. That is for a wonderful giveaway we are doing at 1,000 subscribers, which we already passed, so the giveaway is already happening. You just need to go ahead and follow those instructions, and I'm pretty sure by the 15th of December, I hope to have everybody who has commented and liked and subscribed and followed those specific rules on that video into the game that we're playing, and then we can go ahead and get that giveaway started. So if that interests you, go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope to continue to bring some awesome fab content as well to the community. So thank you again, and I will see you all very soon. Nerd out.